Hi, I'm Rob Spanjaard, Chief Investment Officer of Rezco Asset Management. Now, September is great for us because it's the 12th anniversary of the Value Trend Fund. And what's really nice for investors as well is that it's got the best performance in its sector over this time. It's a great opportunity for us to thank you as our clients for trusting us with your money and in a lot of cases your clients' money. And we really believe that over the next couple of years, there's great opportunities to get excellent investment returns in our markets. As clients who've been with us for a long period of time know, we've got a very consistent process. And it's a process that works, but in some cases is a bit different to the norm out there. So we thought it would be a great opportunity to talk about what we do and highlight some of the things that we really think work for our investors. Now, one of the advantages of our process, because it's a bit different, is you have correlations that are quite low compared to other funds. Core to our process at Rezco, and that's really worked over the last 12 years, is unearthing great companies. Now, one of the characteristics of a great company, both in South Africa and internationally, is that these businesses are robust. They innovate, they can find ways to profit in pretty much any environment. It's fundamental to our process that we don't index. In other words, we don't just buy something because it is in an index somewhere. Our clients are paying us for active investment, and we believe it's important that we deliver that. The advantage of this is that our funds will have quite a low correlation to a lot of the competitive funds out there. Now, this is great. It means a lot of times that we outperform. There are occasions that the fund will underperform, and that's quite normal. So what has really worked well this year and what hasn't worked that well? Firstly, on the positive side, a high allocation to cash, in other words, low equity exposure, holding a lot of cash, actually has been a very good call because cash has outperformed equities year to date, and you've had much less volatility. What hasn't worked well for us is a high allocation to being defensive with the currency. We believe it's important to carry on doing that going forward. We live in a highly risky currency environment. As part of our allocation to being defensive on the rand, we've held a high allocation to British listed property. That has hurt a bit with Brexit, weak pound, but we've got a company called Redefine International there yielding 7.5% in pounds. We're comfortable to carry on holding that. It gives us currency diversification as South Africans. As our clients are aware, these are very uncertain and confusing times in investment markets. So how do we unpack it? How do we go and find those fantastic opportunities while at the same time minimizing the risk that we're exposed to? So a big picture, we've got two conflicting forces. International economies are recovering. On the other hand, we've got this drug of negative interest rates and zero interest rates prevalent around the world. And how does one make that adjustment from zero interest rates to normalizing interest rates? And is it actually even going to happen? Huge amount of risk there. We believe you've got to be fairly careful. There is opportunity. So we're about 60% invested on our foreign allocation in our funds. But you've got to be careful. You have to dance near the door on this one. Looking at the local South African investment picture is really intriguing. At the center of it is the currency. Now, we forecast there's a potential range on the currency from 10 to the dollar to 20 to the dollar. So that means you have to have a high allocation and to rand hedge investments. Okay, why do we think that? If we were managing the country well, it's the 10 rand scenario. But the problem is that we're not managing it well. When Sipho Pidiana, director of AngloGold at the Mining Forum, Mining in Durban, can publicly in his speech say that Jacob Zuma is the corruptor-in-chief in South Africa, we have problems we need to address. So you've got this massive range on the currency. It could do anything. And you need to be able to, if you're going to try get it 100% right, you run a risk of getting it 100% wrong as well. So you've got to manage a good allocation to offshore assets and even accepting that in the short term, if the currency does strengthen, you'll take a little bit of pain, but you're insuring against fairly difficult outcome. Very important to do on your currency allocation. Secondly, on your choice of equities. Now, South Africa, it's no secret to any of us, South African economy is struggling. Whether the growth rate is minus 1% or plus 1%, we all know, we're all in the economy, it is really struggling. The problem we have, great companies out there are really expensive at the moment. You're paying 20 times earnings, 25 times earnings, 30 times earnings for companies that are growing at maybe 10% if they're lucky. To us, that's not a great risk-reward opportunity. And just be patient, hold your cash, and wait until you get a better opportunity. So in wrapping up, it's been a fantastic 12-year ride with our clients. And we're really looking forward to applying our Rezco process going forward and getting these great investment returns. So thanks for your time and look forward to chatting to you the next time.